Hey everybody, this is the TMG podcast, and this is E3 special. First one for the E3 special was Bethesda. The next one is Microsoft. This audio podcast strictly for Microsoft press conference. There's a lot that they mentioned, crap loads.
Lots of good stuff.
Lots of good stuff. Actually, lots of good stuff. This is Carlos, and with me as well.
Hello.
And Miggy.
Hi.
And we have a lot more audio podcasts to go because, again, this is E3 2015. There's a lot being announced. It's actually pretty staggering. So, when it comes to the press conference, we have one audio podcast per press conference to focus on each one. Bethesda's already out. I'm sure the rest are also out, so you go check it out. But for this one, this is strictly for Microsoft. And before we start, though, I want to mention before anything else, I think last episode we had episode 85, I think. We had a comment or we had an email by Abs, one of our listeners, and I just want to do a real quick mention because he threw in some of his thoughts about that episode, and man, I commend the guy. The guy literally threw in, I think, majority of what we talked about during that episode.
He was taking down notes.
He was taking down notes. Bravo, buddy. Bravo. But that episode before E3, which I think was episode 5, we talked about... Oh, shit, what we talked about? We talked about Fallout 4. That was when it was announced, actually. And he was saying that he was actually pretty excited. And I think we're also in the same boat, especially with what we saw now in Bethesda. What could be in November. So it's pretty awesome. And we also talked about in that episode... the refunds in Steam, and we also talked about Witcher 3's downgrade. And I don't know, I just want to do a shout out to him because we're reading your notes, we're reading what you send us, and we actually appreciate you throwing in your thoughts about what we talk about here in the podcast. And if any of you also want to throw in your thoughts and then maybe throw in a discussion later in the future, just throw in your inquiries, throw in your questions, anything in our email, thetmgpodcast@gmail.com. We are listening. We're literally checking out every single comment that you guys throw in. Anything good, bad. We appreciate anything. Any kind of comment. So before, without any further ado, let's just go straight at it because we have a lot to focus on. And with a lot, just a quick rundown before we start. With Microsoft, Microsoft has... Well, they started off with Halo 5 Guardians. We have some gameplay with that. Then they also announced Recore, a new Xbox One exclusive. Then they actually announced Xbox One backwards compatibility with Xbox 360, which is actually pretty exciting. There's also a new controller that they mentioned, Xbox One Elite controller, which I am going to talk about in a bit later in the cast. We got also more Fallout 4 footage. We had also EA showing up in the press conference talking about EA Access. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 was announced. Forza 6 is coming in September 15. Cars. Dark Souls 3 is also announced. We also got finally some footage of The Division. Rainbow Six also is getting some free copies if you buy that game in October in Xbox One. Of course, ID at Xbox makes an appearance, showing that they actually love indie games. Actually, a very long montage. There's also going to be an early access for Xbox One, which they announced, something similar to the Steam early access. DayZ, even though that game is not even done, the creator is also making a new game called Ion, which was also announced at the stage. Rise of the Tomb Raider, we finally, I think it's the first time we see gameplay footage of Rise of the Tomb Raider. It looks pretty hype. We also have Rare announcing Rare Replay, which is actually 30 games in one kind of package, as well as them coming out to reveal a new game called Sea of Thieves, which I want to talk about in a bit because I think it's the hypest one out of that out of that press conference. They also announced Fable Legends going cross compatibility and cross-play between Windows 10 and Xbox One. Xbox also started talking about VR and Valve's VR. And I think next one they also announced Minecraft with HoloLens, Gears of War Ultimate Edition for Xbox One, and to end it all, they also announced Gears of War 4. That's a lot.
That's
a lot.
That's very much a lot. So,
but you know what surprised me big time though? They didn't start off the year with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Which they've done for
they did it.
How
yes,
many
they
years?
did it. But if you guys want to talk about Call of Duty, go to our Sony press conference because you'll know why.
There was a twist.
There was a big twist, and
there was a betrayal.
I will reserve my thoughts for that.
I think
when
it
we
was
talk
like
about that podcast.
I think it was Jim Sterling who posted about it. Who tweeted that there was a love triangle happening, like a high school drama, and then Call of Duty broke up with Xbox to date Sony.
Yeah, pretty much. But we'll talk about that more in the Sony conference.
We'll talk about more in the Sony. But yeah, let's go straight to it. First, that was shown to replace Call of Duty was Halo 5. Halo 5. I was actually expecting them to actually show Halo 5 at the end.
Yeah, me too. My prediction was wrong.
Yeah, your prediction was wrong, but they went straight up Halo 5, and they showed
Nathan Fillion.
They showed Nathan Fillion. He's not actually leading the squad. He's part of the squad. But yeah, 4-player co-op, and I don't know. We saw a demo. What do you guys think about that?
It looks like Halo.
It looks, yeah. That was my impression. It
the
looks
slow
like Halo.
movement in the shooting.
We're really at the point
Halo.
now when we actually say when you see Halo, it's just like Halo. Good or bad, I don't know.
Yeah,
Same old Halo.
No, but the thing is, Halo's
it's not. It's not at all.
Halo's
Yeah,
formula.
I'm just thinking about it.
Works still, yeah.
And it was confirmed with the demo that there's gonna be 2 squads that you can use that. One squad's being controlled by or being led by Master Chief, and the other one's being led by I can't find the name right now, but every time you go to the new guy, or maybe the guy from the TV, I have to double check on that. But the point is, you'll always be that story will always have a squad, meaning it'll always be a 4-player co-op campaign mode, and that's pretty cool. I think it worked in Halo Reach, so it's not so bad.
It's actually the big problem now is that they're removing couch co-op.
There's no split screen.
Dude, everybody hates that. Microsoft knows that.
But
I
like
love that.
screen.
No, it's sarcasm. Sorry. I'm sorry.
But
the kids now don't understand what couch co-op is.
Yeah, but for me, that's how I played every single Halo is couch co-op, and
that's what co-op means, really. They just have to be more specific by putting a couch now, just to let everybody know.
Now it's online coop.
Yeah, but what I thought was kind of cool about this Halo thing was when they showed the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because now the multiplayer is much larger in scale. It's almost Battlefield-esque level.
Well, they have a mode on that. I'm sure that they have the regular Halo stuff, but they announced a thing called or a map called Warzone, and it'll have 24 players and AI controlled units. So it's gonna be a fucking Warzone, literally.
With vehicles and everything,
yeah.
Right? So it's really more large scale. So that looks like a lot of fun.
And I'm all for that because I'm also one of those people that highly agree that Halo really gave a benchmark on competitive multiplayer in terms of FPS.
It was a series that solidified FPS on console.
Pretty much, yeah. And I had a lot of fun with it. Halo 3. And actually Halo 2 as well. I actually remember playing that with my cousin. It was actually pretty fun. That's when they actually introduced dual guns. They announced multiplayer, and when all of that was said and done, cool, it's Halo. Next up, they also announced a new game called Recore.
Yep,
by Keiji Inafune.
Yeah, being directed by the father of Mega Man.
Not by, but his company, I think. We'll have
Well,
to
his
double
name
check on
showed
that.
up, so that's something.
I'm sure
And,
Kenji's like, Mighty Number 9, Mighty Number 9.
Well, it was only a CG trailer, but my prediction on that CG trailer was correct, if you recall.
That the dogs died.
yeah, the
Yeah,
dog
the
died, and then it went into the other robot.
Yeah.
I don't know what much to say about Recore. I just like the fact that Xbox is getting exclusive titles that are new IPs. That's all that came in my head.
Yeah. I don't know actually even like do you play as the girl
Or the
most likely
ball.
you play as the girl or the ball, yeah. I think it'd be cooler if you played as the ball.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
I'm gonna
'cause you
call it
get
right
different
now. It's
robots.
gonna be a Kinect game where you're controlling
Oh,
the girl,
shit.
and the only way you can command the dog is by using the Kinect.
You physically throw the ball with your motions.
That's terrible.
No, but it's
I
being...
wasn't expecting that. I was actually talking about the voice commands, but okay. Let's go with that.
Since you mentioned it, well, let's bring that up now. They did not mention the
Yeah,
thing about Kinect.
the Kinect was not mentioned at all.
And I
Yeah,
think
my rundown did not have Kinect at all. I'm sorry, whoever is expecting anything
Like,
for Kinect.
I think the only
have
time the
no
Kinect
reason
was
to have it.
mentioned in the press conferences was in, I think it was Ubisoft, where they mentioned Just Dance, and that you don't even need the Kinect to play Just Dance. So, like, the only time the Kinect get mentioned was at a point where you don't even need it. So, I don't know.
I have to double check. Is that 1 terabyte Xbox One that was recently announced before E3? Does that have a Kinect? Let me double check that really quick.
Well, you remember the $50 price drop from last year? That was temporary. It's now a permanent price drop.
No, I know.
I don't know if the
we-
Kinect is there or not.
It was. I don't think it is, but there was a permanent price drop before even E3. Like, I mean, even there's so much content to the point that, like, I remember Will was. We're going sidetrack for a moment on Microsoft because it's actually a good point that Will mentioned before that before E3 there's so many announcements coming left and right from different companies, different big companies or studios, and then he was actually saying that is there any need? I remember a Facebook post from you saying, do you actually need an E3 now since they're just releasing trailers and whatnot? And then when I saw that, it was like, you know what? I think it's because there's so much information that they want to
that
release out.
they couldn't
just have
fit
to-
into E3 itself.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. Like, actually, and it's actually very exciting because if they're doing that, it means there's a shitload of
There's
things
a lot
to
of
come,
stuff.
and now we're feeling it. It's actually true. There's a lot of announcements coming out, even out of the press conferences. And so yeah, permanent price drop for Xbox One. 1 terabyte was also announced, especially a new controller, which actually 2 new controllers, which we'll talk about in a bit. Actually, yeah, there's actually 2 new controllers that they mentioned for the Xbox One.
Was it 2? I thought it was just
No,
one.
the
It's like
the 1
over-
terabyte the 1 terabyte package, you'll get a new controller, which is also going to be with the Oculus Rift, which is another announcement, by the way.
Oh yeah, that one. I remember
yeah,
that.
that's right.
Yeah, the only difference with that controller is you have a 3.5 mic jack.
Oh yeah,
a
they
3.5
announced this maybe a few months ago,
Yeah.
but
Right.
it's basically going to have a regular headphone jack as opposed to the unique one that the old Xbox One controller had. So similar to the
Right.
DualShock 4, where you can plug any headset and it'll work.
But it's otherwise it's just a basic Xbox One controller.
So technically,
But
that's 2 new
That's still a new SKU.
controllers, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, going back on rails on the Microsoft press conference. Yeah, Recore was announced, and right after that, the big one out of the whole.
Well, wait,
for
before that,
Recore,
like what?
Oh, okay, go ahead.
aside from Keiji Inafune, they also mentioned that it's being developed by the people who brought Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a shooter of some sort, I think. If not first, then third person.
I think it'll be a third-person
Action game.
puzzle platformer. Because I'm pretty sure you're gonna need that robot to like
You switch to a
solve
certain type
puzzles.
of robot to get across.
I
Yeah,
can't
that
reach the
sounds
cliff.
feasible.
I gotta throw the ball. Find a body.
Which
Using
Find
the
a body.
Kinect.
Find a body and help me out. That's what's gonna
well,
happen.
actually, I don't mind that sort of gameplay because we played games with similar mechanics before. I don't know if you guys ever played like Majin and the Forsaken Kingdom or something like that on 360.
No.
But it was a similar concept where you were this kid and you had this big like troll thing following you around and you kind of told it what to do, and then it helped you solve puzzles and then it could fight for you as well. And then or like
But with Kinect.
what's that? With Kinect. what's that indie game I'm trying to think of? Shit, it'll come to me later. It's Papo Iyo. That's another
Wow,
one.
that sounds indie as shit.
It
That
is indie,
almost
but
sounds like Popeo for me.
That sounds like Japanese now.
Papo Iyo. It's basically you're a kid and you have to get this big troll to help you.
It's all about big trolls with
yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Well,
So now you have a ball, right? You have a ball.
You have a
that-
core. Ah.
now you have a core. But I'm going to reserve my thoughts about Recore because I can't really. It's a CG trailer. It looks cool.
It looked
I'll say
cool,
that
but
right now.
we don't know what it's gonna be. So
We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
We'll wait for
the only thing,
gameplay.
like I said, yeah, before, like when I first saw it, like I said a few minutes ago, all I was thinking was, thank God, Xbox One is throwing exclusives, and when I say exclusives, new IPs, like risky IPs. You know what I mean? So this is exactly what
For
I
me,
want,
it was
which I
like,
thought
thank
was a good
God,
start.
Keiji Inafune has work.
Not crowdfunded.
No.
Not crowdfunded at all. But then after Recore, they announced one of the biggest ones out of the press conference, which was Xbox One backwards compatibility.
Yeah,
With Xbox
it's a huge
360
announcement.
That's pretty damn huge.
And with the discs, right? And not just like digital downloads.
It's basically if you have the disc on game, you can put it in your Xbox One, and you'll get a free digital copy
From their store.
from the store. So I don't think the system actually reads the disc, but it'll get you a digital copy off the store.
It
Yeah,
will read
and-
the disc, but I don't think it will run the CD. We'll have to double check on that. But you definitely
Yeah.
get a digital copy of it.
No, yeah, but that's
Um,
still something. Like, too bad na lang if your game isn't available on their store. But I'm
Yeah, that's
assuming
the
most
thing,
of the big
like-
ones will work.
A handful
They-
of one will be available later this year, and
Like 100 titles. I
yeah,
think?
they mentioned 100 titles, and I think they were showing off Mass Effect 1 with the Xbox One as like a demo of some sort. And I don't know, the fact that they went backwards compatible, for me as a consumer, as someone who has an Xbox 360 with games like upstairs, all just gathering dust, it's actually a good incentive to buy an Xbox One, especially with the price drop.
Yeah, it's
Like-
probably the best move they have.
Actually, it adds so much value to the Xbox One to suddenly have this huge library of Xbox 360 games
Yeah,
available.
like I can literally take advantage of that announcement right now because I have a lot of games. I have a lot of Xbox 360 games. I did not let go of any of them. So
But what I wonder is though, like, will it actually? Is it going to be like a straight port, or are they going to like will it upscale, or will it be things like that?
I
It'll
think-
probably
I
be
think
so.
upscaled like how PS1 games are upscaled on PS3, at the very least.
Right, but 360 games, it's not a major. Well, I don't.
It's gonna
most
go
of
up
them
to
are
like
7
900p, 30
No, most of them are
FPS.
720p. Yeah, it might go up to 910.
I don't think it'll be upscale or down. I think it's going to come out the same way. I think there's no problem with that because I think when they were asking Microsoft
Yeah.
about it, they found a way to trick the Xbox One and saying, "Hey, this is an Xbox One game." But
They
apparently
were
it's
able
not.
to trick their own system.
Yeah, that's what they said. The engineers were able to trick, quote unquote. But that was an article I read. But that's a big deal. That's a very big deal. And are other consoles going to do that? Nintendo's already known for doing that. So the other one, which is Sony, they'll never do that. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, because they have the PlayStation Now like
Yeah,
streaming service
people
for
are
that.
wondering that why can't Sony do this? I mean, they're not going to do this because they have streaming technology. They just
Because
bought
they
that.
choose not to.
They choose
Like,
not to because they
the
can't.
way
And
Nintendo does it
technically,
is-
with PlayStation Now. What?
Yeah, because the way
The-
Nintendo does backward compatibility is a bit crazy. Because it's basically here's all the old system inside our new system.
Yeah.
Like that's how they do it.
They stuff the old system
Yeah,
basically
basically.
in the new system.
They physically stuff it in there.
But going back to Microsoft's backward compatibility, that's an amazing.
Yeah, it's a really smart way to handle it.
And a lot of people are saying like I think you brought this up, Carlos, that people are praising Microsoft for being the first to do this, which is not entirely true because PS4 is somewhat backward compatible using the PS Now service, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
remember the PS2 could play PS1 games, but it emulates the disc.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like in this case, you don't have to pay for an additional service for backward compatibility.
That's
Which is
the thing.
still
if you
really
have
neat.
if you have the game, you're good to go.
Yeah, which is actually a really
So-
cool announcement. Good on you, Microsoft. You're doing good so far. After that, they announced the other controller that I was mentioning, the Xbox One Elite controller
The Elite
for
controller,
Xbox
which
One
is,
and Windows 10. I'm
Do you
super
guys
excited.
remember that little spider controller case?
Yeah.
yeah, the one with the octopus.
Yeah, with the
the
octopus like
thing.
hair triggers.
Yeah.
So this is basically that, but made by the same people.
No,
It's
but there,
really
it's
cool
not.
though.
There's no octopus triggers on it. Like it's. But what I found interesting is that you could literally take out like the buttons. And put
Yeah,
new
it's
Like
buttons.
a,
Like-
it's like a Lego toy that I can play around with.
It's like a Mad Catz third-party controller that you can swap everything. It's just
yes.
weird that it's coming out from the
Yeah.
actual company itself.
But didn't we mention also while we were watching, like this seems more geared towards the pro
They
gaming.
actually advertise it as
Right.
your pro controller and all that.
You want
That's
to
why it's
kill,
called
you
the
wanna
Elite.
get them headshots.
You notice that
Switch
their
your
naming
joysticks.
convention involves Elite every time.
True.
That's
That's
true.
true.
That's
Amazing marketing names. I mean,
Yeah,
buzzwords.
we'll put Elite
Yeah,
on
learn
this,
them.
so it's and color it
Well, I'm-
black.
I'm actually curious to see how it feels in the hand because actually the Xbox One controller
It's
on
a
its
pretty
own
solid
already feels
controller,
really
yeah.
good.
I've said this a
It
couple of
feels-
times in the episode. I still consider Xbox One controller better than the PS4 controller. I really like the controller, and the fact that I waited, thankfully I waited, and I'm getting the Xbox One Elite's coming for PC. I'm gonna
For
get it even
PC,
though I
this
don't
is
have
gonna
an
be
Xbox
great.
One because I can use it for my PC exactly
For Windows
So-
10,
for Windows 10.
as
yeah,
they
sorry.
advertised.
Shit, I have to upgrade then. God damn, I just realized that.
It's crazy because it
That's
also
free.
has the 4 buttons on the back that you can swap out.
Yes, let's talk about the specs of this new Xbox One Elite controller. Yeah, we've already mentioned they can swap the damn joysticks. I don't know I don't know what they're talking about when they say accurate controls while gaming, but
Probably it's a height difference on the sticks itself, I'm guessing.
probably you can customize the triggers. There's
Yeah.
trigger sensitivity. There's button mapping. The backside of the controller also has 4 paddles that we mentioned.
It has a new
And-
type of D-pad that we don't really understand if it's any different.
The satellite dish D-pad. Was that? It's for fighting games.
Dude, isn't that how the old D-pad was structured as well? Like a stick with a
The-
pad on it?
I don't know, but that's my guess. Because when
Let's
they were
just
like
hope it works
highlighting
well.
that part, when they were highlighting that kind of D-pad, Killer Instinct showed up. So that's me saying, okay, that's for fighting games. I think.
Well,
I don't
hopefully
know.
it's just built well because, if it falls apart, then what's the point?
Yeah, I know. But I don't know. I'm super excited because I thank God I waited because I've always wanted. I'm definitely buying an Xbox One controller for my PC. It's funny that I want this just for my PC, not for my Xbox One.
That's what we all were thinking when we saw that. We're going to get this for PC.
But it's awesome. It's awesome. 2 new controllers for Xbox One. Why not? Or other one is like for Elite. The other one's updated. I guess I can say that.
Yeah, I think the new one is basically just to replace the current one, and then the Elite is really for
Is the
power
real
boost.
new one, yeah.
Yeah, for the,
Yeah.
For the
Watch the
next
Elite
Call
have
of
the
Duties.
old headphone jack. It just ruin everything.
Moving on, we have after the controller, we actually have Todd Howard from Bethesda showing up for more Fallout 4 talk, and
Yep.
same stuff. I think if you want more Fallout, just go to a Bethesda press conference because they pretty much covered what you want out of it. But the big thing that came out of Todd Howard during that Microsoft stage was the fact that one, when you buy Fallout 4 for the Xbox One, you get a free copy of Fallout 3. So
Which is a great
which is a
deal.
great deal. I don't know how they're gonna. Maybe it kind of bodes well with their backwards compatibility feature that they just announced. Because I'm sure they can.
That's probably what's
Yeah.
going to be. You'll get a free digital copy of Fallout 3.
Probably, yeah. Which is
Yeah.
why not? Fallout 3 is an amazing game. But the big one that came out of Todd Howard's mouth in this stage was Fallout 4's mods in the PC will be playable on Xbox One first. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but that's amazing. They're gonna bring the best feature for playing these kinds of games in PC to consoles. I'm actually pretty excited on how that's gonna work. I don't know exactly how that's gonna be, but this is not an Xbox One exclusive feature. This could come playing PC mods on your Xbox One. It's just gonna come in this console first. It'll come later in the PS4. It's already been confirmed, if ever people are wondering. And with that in mind, will you buy it on PC still?
Yes, I will because I already own Fallout 3. So for me, it's not
No, but the mods.
a big. Well, the mod, yeah, but the thing is, I prefer playing it on
On PC in
PC.
general,
So
okay.
for me, yeah. So if I mean, for me, there's no real point to getting it on Xbox One if it's pretty much the same experience with the mod wise. But I know there are lots of people who prefer playing these games on the console, on their couch, and it's kudos to Bethesda for making the effort to bring the basically the PC experience to Xbox One as well.
Pretty much balancing
that's a
out like
big
what
deal.
the experience. Like you feel like you're getting dragged down because you have no mods on your console version. But now that remains that's not anymore the case. So awesome
It's a good package also for newcomers to the Fallout series.
for sure.
Yep,
Sure.
they get Fallout 3, which is well, actually, yeah, it's pretty much what defines now the
Yeah,
current
because
thing. with
Fallout 1 and 2 were completely different games.
Yep, completely different games indeed. Moving on, we have EA showing up to talk about EA
Yeah.
Access.
It's
I did not know. I'm so bad at this. I did not know EA Access existed. I had to read it up. I had to read
Well,
up
we
on-
did, but we forgot.
I didn't even know. It's a premium
we did
membership
because
apparently. For
They mentioned it at
Yeah.
last year's E3, and we just straight up forgot.
Basically, you get free EA games. Woo!
and then some discounts.
It's basically PS Plus, but for EA.
Yeah, and then what were they giving? They said they would be giving away free, I think, Mass Effect.
No. They announced that Titanfall's going to the EA Access, and
Right. NFL.
and then no Titanfall.
Sorry, Titanfall.
NFL
For this year's Titanfall. NFL was last year.
Yeah, and I think they also announced that Dragon Age Inquisition will also come later this year for EA Access members. But they also announced that there could be special discounts for the Xbox One owners, and as well as during this E3 week, all Xbox One owners can try out EA Access for free. So you can play out all those EA games within the week, and pretty much try out this premium offer from EA. And God, EA premium, seriously. It's actually, I saw the list. It's actually pretty. It's not that big. It's not that big. I didn't think that EA would be a company that could do something like that. Like I didn't think they had that many games. But check out. There is something called EA Access. But after that, they announced Peter Moore, who was on the stage. He announced Plants vs Zombies: Garden Warfare, to which Will predicted
That's
for
right, I
EA,
did predict
but it came out in Microsoft.
Almost.
And it was a CG trailer, but we got a chance to see some of the new zombies, the new plants.
It was a CG trailer, but later after during the E3, there was actual gameplay already, and
Yep,
especially
they
the E
did.
press conference. Yeah,
But we saw some new plants. We saw the lady plant. We saw
The machine gun corn plant.
the machine gun corn, and then like the robot orange.
Yeah, and
The Transformer
there's a
orange.
twist in this one. It's like XCOM 2, where the main heroes are the zombies, and they're being invaded by the plants.
Yeah, because
I never liked the
isn't the
plants to
story
begin
like
with, to be honest.
I don't know.
They're assholes. They're assholes. The plants are assholes. The zombies are just. It seems like they're the ones
just-
struggling.
They're just doing their
The
zombie
zombies-
thing.
Yeah, the zombies just trying to be zombies. The plants are like this fucking sunflower smiling all the time. Yeah, it's just...
I'm gonna kill you all, but with this killer smile. But whoever who hasn't played Plants vs Zombie Garden Warfare, don't take it too lightly. It's actually a fun game. It's actually, and this is actually
It's
making
like
exciting.
it's third-person tower defense.
Yeah, it's
No, it's
more
more
like
Battlefield.
third person.
But
It's
like,
like
it's,
third person Team Fortress, I'd say, with Plants and
I'd say
Zombies.
third-person Battlefield. Whatever number. With,
No, but
like,
you gotta
Rush.
protect. You gotta protect things from coming into your zone.
Well, depending on the mode, they have like different modes actually.
Oh, okay. I
'Cause
thought it was just
they have a
the one
rush
mode.
They actually have like a rush mode that's similar to like the Battlefield.
But yeah, it's Team
Battlefield.
Fortress 2 in the fact that you have to pick your class before
That's
before
true.
anything
Yes,
else.
yes, that's true. Actually, there's actually specific classes for each sides, and yeah, it's actually a lot of fun. And I'm actually pretty excited about this Garden Warfare 2. It looks like it's a very robust lineup of classes and different plants and zombies. Because in Plants vs Zombie Garden Warfare 1, there's a lot already to begin with. You have to just to unlock them, and then now I'm sure they're adding more, so it's gonna be freaking crazy. It's gonna be damn crazy. Next up. Remember when we started watching the Microsoft press conference, we were wondering what the hell was up with that small stage in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We found out how. I mean, why they have that.
The one purpose it had.
Yeah, I know.
I thought that was the Kinect stage. I thought there'd be someone go up there and start
No,
dancing.
the next scene that showed up on the stage was Forza 6, and a car came out from the sky.
They brought down a car.
They brought down a car, and it was hilarious because I was watching it, and then I was seeing it coming down, and we were all reacting like, "Is that really happening?" And I was checking the Twitter feed for it, and people were saying like, "Dude, all the money that he spent on bringing down the damn car could feed a fucking village." And I'm like, that makes a point. It's like if
And we were joking like, what if the thing breaks, right?
Yeah, what if it like rolls down?
Yeah, it's really close to the crowd too. If it's falling down. And
Sheer terror.
And that car's not cheap either. That's like a limited
limited edition of whatever car. I'm not a car junkie. I don't know what the hell that car is. But okay, they hold out. They brought down a car to announce, I guess, Forza 6 coming on September 15. It looks amazing. It looks really nice. I'll say that.
Yeah, a lot of these next gen racing games look fantastic. You know, it's really going to boil down to how well does it
or
play.
how awesome their crash effects are.
Or how awesome it is to bring down a car from the ceiling.
That's the new feature for Forza 6. But the new feature they announced is they're going to have a 24-player online capability. So that's a lot of racing. A lot of people in one course. After you see all those, all the graphics, the trailer, the car went up. And
that's it.
That's it. The stage is no more useful.
Well, no, that stage was also where Phil Spencer would appear with a different shirt. Like he'd have a different indie shirt every time.
It has two reasons for being there. I don't know why I'm giving a lot of shit for a small stage in the middle, but okay, whatever. Next up, this is pretty hype. Dark Souls 3 is actually a thing. It's actually a thing. Coming out of the Xbox stage, which is actually pretty surprising.
Yeah, it makes sense because Sony is pushing Bloodborne now.
Yes, and they had huge success with that one, and it's actually a pretty hype title regardless. A pretty hype third-party title.
Yeah, but we knew this was already coming, so
we knew it was coming.
And there was no gameplay either.
Just a CG trailer.
Yeah, but take note though, whoever wants to check out some gameplay footage of Dark Souls 3, there is already. E3 is literally filled with shit right now. Like a lot of gameplay footage of so many games. There's definitely some footage of Dark Souls 3's gameplay. And I read up on Dark Souls 3. This game was being made from also from software, and it's not the group who made Bloodborne. This was actually 2 years in development, I think. So they were when they were making Bloodborne, they were supporting Dark Souls 2 and making Dark Souls 3. So that's one busy studio.
Well, they have the money now because they got bought by that other company before.
What other company?
So I guess that's it. Like I forgot who, but a Japanese company bought From Software.
Oh, okay.
And I guess they're giving the money for this.
Dude, I don't know, man. I'm still not burned out by Souls games. I'm so hyped for this. I'm highly considering of buying Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. I'm just waiting for Gabe to give me a blessing.
Yeah, and you were worried about this being annual, right? But I think the trailer said 2017 for Dark Souls 3.
No, 2016.
2016?
Not 2016.
Nope.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a trailer that said 2017, to be honest.
I wouldn't mind if this was annual because Dark Souls is cool.
Well, we haven't seen anything.
I'm worried about it, but it might happen.
But we've seen trailers where there isn't given any release date yet.
Yeah.
You know, that's
but if it goes annually, whatever. Let's see.
It's Souls. Like I wish this is what the kids would like.
Teach the kids how to fucking suck it up and
be careful.
Win.
Be careful what you wish for, because if Souls goes yearly, there's gonna be some compromises.
But I want to be those people who are like, I like this every year, and it's not Call of Duty.
And it's not Call of Duty.
All right, moving on. We after Dark Souls 3, that really very depressing trailer, we got The Division. Something that we thought did not exist anymore, but apparently it's being
And
made.
now it has a release date.
And that has also a release date. It's definitely showing up next year, 2016. We saw it. What do we think about the Division now?
I just want it to come out. Dude, it's been so long.
I don't know really what to feel about it because
I don't know what it is still.
it's exactly like it's an open world shooter. Okay, I kind of get that. It's got Tom Clancy attached to it, or his name rather, which implies certain levels of government terrorists and spies and high tech like Rainbow Six special forces,
I highly doubt.
whatever.
I highly doubt it though. I was like,
Well,
But like
they went into this more in the Ubisoft press conference, and they
Yeah.
showed 3 people doing one mission. Like they were scavenging some things, and like at the end, one of the players left their team and just started shooting the other 2. So
wait, so they're
I don't know.
promoting? They're promoting to be an asshole.
so it's like DayZ in a way.
a bit, or it's like The Road, like that movie
It's like Tom Clancy meets Days
without the
DayZ.
zombies.
Okay, I don't. Okay, well, yeah, it's true. There's DayZ. There's a game called DayZ that promotes being an asshole, or being
It's
the
also
sole
not out
survivor. It's also not out. Yeah. I also know that there's also a thing called an extraction when it comes to specific missions, and you've done the mission, you got the loot and all that, and now you have to call in for extraction. And when that happens, other players nearby, or I'm not sure if it's nearby or far away, doesn't really matter, but other players can try to go to the extraction, try to stop you from extracting. And if they can stop you, I guess they can pretty much get the loot.
They loot whatever you have. I
Yeah,
guess.
so in a sense that you do a mission, and then when you trigger to get out, that's when PvP can happen. Like, you just hope that doesn't happen or whatnot. But it's pretty interesting mechanics that they're trying to do with the Division. But it's very risky mechanics, just because we don't know what it is yet, and then they're throwing in very unfamiliar gameplay mechanics. So we'll see. But they have a release date. Yes, it's going to be coming out in 2016, the first half of 2016, and I will just enjoy Rainbow Six while I wait, I guess, because that's also coming out. Speaking of
Rainbow Six
speaking of
Siege.
Rainbow Six, that's actually what showed up after, and which is
Another Tom Clancy game.
Rainbow Six Siege, and if you buy it on Xbox One, you get a free copy of Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2. Another,
cool, yeah.
which is cool. Free games, why not? And I guess they're also using the backwards compatibility feature again, in a sense.
It's just that Rainbow Six Siege looks really cool, but they had another one of those super scripted demos
Yeah,
where
that's
the
true.
players were talking to each other and all cool like. But nobody's gonna play it like that.
No,
And everything went as planned. Yeah, it's gonna be
Ubisoft's
complete
demos are never like, it's just a complete lie. No one plays like that. None of their demos
No one.
years ago, none of them played like that.
Especially in this country, nobody's gonna play like that. There's gonna be
Yeah.
no mics.
And if
You remember at that
even if
one part?
even if you have, for example, have a scenario with Rainbow Six Siege, you can tell everybody has mics. They will not talk.
No, they won't. They'll just do their own thing.
Yeah, you'll hear someone shooting.
And like this kid will start talking. Hey, everybody, what's going
Or
on?
like
And then we mute
you'll
him.
you'll just hear an electric fan on the mic.
The heavy.
Or
always
somebody's
like that.
dog in the background.
Yeah, it's always like he's
But,
there,
like-
but he's being an asshole. But I can hear you.
No, and this isn't counting all the lag with everything.
Yeah, plus the lag.
Because you remember that one moment where he was shooting through the wood, and like he told the person in front of him, "Don't move, because if you shoot your teammates, they get hit."
Yeah, that's friendly fire.
So like if
Well, I'm
he's telling the
assuming-
guy not to move, or else he's gonna get his head shot, right? Then nobody's gonna play like that here.
Yeah, when you say
If
don't
they-
move, they're gonna move.
Yeah, and they're gonna shoot each other and then turn on themselves.
Yeah, but these kind of games, obviously, these kind of games, you have to play with a couple of friends or people you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And if ever,
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
guys are like very excited to what's Rainbow Six Siege is trying to give you guys, I highly suggest you actually look for an actual group or a clan online. They exist. Like people are really willing to play it like legit.
Like
They exist.
people will role play this as they play the game with
Yeah. So if you guys are gonna go through this and do it, I suggest you do that instead of like looking for some unknowns out in the wild. out in the internets.
Yeah, because this is still basically Rainbow Six, like how older Rainbow Six games played, except that your squad is AI, but you direct them as to what you want them to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is just that, but with people instead. So
And it's very
more
intense.
immersive, I guess.
All right, moving on. Xbox will not be an Xbox press conference without ID at Xbox, which is pretty much their
I'm
indie.
so glad they still have this division, the ID at Xbox.
They need it. They
do,
really
but
need it.
I was expecting them to just drop it and call it a different name.
Oh,
You
okay.
know?
But
yeah, they showed up, and I finally found out the title of that game that looks like a 1930s cartoon.
Oh, that would look
Cuphead?
fantastic.
Cuphead.
Oh.
Cuphead looks amazing.
Yeah, Cuphead's the only one that showed up in like any of the press conference. I think in Microsoft. I don't know if I saw it in Sony.
No, they had the. Oh yeah,
They
they
had
had
a bunch.
Microsoft, but
They
there
had-
were other presenters at ID at Xbox aside from Cuphead.
Yeah, but Cuphead
No,
was the
I'm
one that
just
stood
saying.
out for me.
I'm just saying that Cuphead's the only one. Microsoft's the only place that Cuphead showed up on. I think.
I guess because it's part of the program that.
Yeah, it's
they
part
have
of the
to
pro.
show at
I'm sure
Microsoft
it's like in
first.
other multiple platforms. I just realized that in Cuphead. How do we describe Cuphead for the ones who's listening right now?
It looks like Gunstar Heroes.
It's
a
it
co-op
looks like
shooter,
a
like Contra.
It's like a Contra game, but styled like a 1930s.
like
cartoon.
Mickey Mouse 19.
Yeah, like Mickey Mouse era, Steamboat Willie with
Yeah,
like.
Steamboat Willie is the perfect example. Yes.
Or old Popeye.
It even has that
old Betty
little
Boop.
old school fade grain effect in color.
Yeah, so it looks like you're watching a old cartoon reel, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what was the name of the second player? Because you have Cuphead, which is the first player.
Yeah, Cuphead and Mug something. I think.
I forgot.
Is it Mojo Mug?
I was just
What
I
the-
was somewhat mesmerized by the graphics.
It looks really cool.
It looks really cool. But that's not the only one that was mentioned in ID at Xbox. Microsoft was definitely just showing that they like indies, like they're just giving the support and indies showing a lot.
I think it's Mugman. I think.
Mugman.
Is the
Well, there's a cup mug. Why not? I guess so.
They also showed that the blind girl game, Rise and Shine, I think it's called.
Yeah, the blind girl game.
Just
Which it looks like one of those indie games because it looks like art. Like, look at how pretty this is. And
so
it's
many.
about the
There's
blind girl.
like games coming out now that you can play as a blind person. Well, there's only 2 so far, but it's just funny that all of a sudden.
Because Daredevil is the thing now.
Because Daredevil's a thing. They also mentioned the new game from the makers of Gone Home, which is Tacoma.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which they teased it last year, but
Yeah.
nobody understood what it was. But it's
And-
basically what we expected. It's Gone Home in space. In a space museum.
Yep.
Oh, it's a
Gone Home
space
is
museum. It's not a space station.
It is a spaceship. You're in space, but it's a museum in space.
Yeah.
About space.
Then you just go there and you find out what happens.
Spaceception.
It's Gone Home in space,
Spaceception.
which I dig. I kind of like it.
No, I kind of dig it, and well, I like what they did with Gone Home, and it's obvious that they're doing the same formula, but just with a different setting.
But in space.
But in space, that's what it was. But yeah, ID at Xbox, they showed like it's still a strong place for indie games. There's a lot coming.
Everyone should check out the 3-minute montage that they have because there's a lot of good-looking games in that.
Very much so. And then after that, they announced another feature coming out for the Xbox One. And this one's actually pretty surprising. Early access program for Xbox One, which is pretty much similar to Steam's early access. The only difference is that you can there's like a trial before purchasing. And
I still think early access is not the best executed idea.
yeah,
So how it's going to work on console, I'll be interested to see if it's going to work well, better.
It'll probably be
or if
policed a
it's-
lot better because it is on console.
Yeah, that's true. You won't have as many like crappy things popping up on.
no, it's
early
much
access,
stricter
but-
to actually release a game through console than it's to Steam, for sure. So
Yeah,
it's,
definitely.
They definitely the ones who make games will have to go through a lot of walls, a lot of security and a lot of restrictions before actually releasing it to the public. So it's what Miggy was saying. It's more policed. So we'll see how it goes. I just like the fact they have a trial mode. But then I just got a little pissed off. Like, the games that are coming out here, the first few games that'll be using these early access program for Xbox One is like DayZ, Long Dark, Elite Dangerous. Again, DayZ.
Dude, you were so pissed about that.
I was like,
The
finish the
DayZ
damn
bit.
game. Stop doing shit.
and then like what happens next is the Daisy creator announces a new
I
game.
know. I'm so pissed off because like
Just rub
seriously,
salt on the wounds.
I seriously want to play that game. I seriously want to play Daisy, but I refuse to play it when it's still in development. I do not play early access games because it's still under
That's how
development.
they get you, man.
But for the love
That's how
of
they
God,
get
what's
you.
his name? What's his name? Dean Hall. If you're listening here, fucking finish your game. I don't care about the game we're about to talk about in a few minutes.
Oh man.
Which is like after the early access talk, the Daisy guy showed up. I hope I'm in the right order. I think I'm in the right order because this is based on when I was watching it. But yeah, Daisy creator came out. Dean Hall. He announced a game called Ion. And can someone take this? Because I really don't give a fuck. I want them to finish Daisy. Can someone take this?
Ion. I'm trying to actually. You know what? That Ion seemed very unmemorable to me because I'm trying to think of what it was, and apart from the fact that it's some sort of science fiction game, I can't recall what it is at all.
It's a very, very. They showed a trailer, and yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's supposed to be another. No, I don't know what it is.
Is it Daisy in space?
I hope not,
Like-
because he's fucking working on the original one first. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know what it is because I remember they showed like they showed a bunch of astronauts doing something, and then it zoomed out to like another part of the galaxy. There's a spaceship. There's like a mining thing, and so I don't know what it is. It's just something to do with
well,
space.
the point is that
Science
Dean
fiction.
Hall's working on something with a new game, Ion. Maybe I'm just like, Daisy, finish it. What are you doing?
It'll
all
happen
I-
soon, man. It'll
that's-
finish
That's
eventually.
all I got. Let's move on already. I think. I'm sorry. Am I dissing it? I don't know. But seriously,
You were so mad about that.
next up, Rise of the Tomb Raider. We finally got some gameplay footage of that damn game. That damn timed exclusive. I know. Okay. Since I mentioned timed exclusive, did you guys notice that during the press conference, they were very, very accurate or very careful on how they say exclusive, because they have games like exclusive to Xbox One, exclusive for Xbox
And console
One,
exclusive.
yeah,
World premiere.
no, world
right?
premiere,
So-
Xbox One exclusive, or world premiere Xbox One coming to Xbox One and Windows 10. Like they're making very specific statements per game that was announced, and
Dude, it's Microsoft. I told you, they are the kings of buzzwords.
and you were right though. When we were watching it, and then you were
Yeah,
saying
like you heard the phrases, right? Like
they were all
they kept
there.
mentioning
When you were predicting the Microsoft press conference, they were all those damn buzzwords were like on
like,
the
raising the bar, you know?
raising the bar.
I don't know how many times I heard the word epic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
there
epic was the
somewhere.
new word for
Epic
this
was-
year.
They're not shy about buzzwords at all. Which
They've been trained for that. They've like Phil Spencer is a clone genetically created to say buzzwords.
I think he's a clone because he changes shirts every now and then. So
Yeah,
it's like a battery.
each shirt is a
battery,
different
I
Phil
think.
Spencer.
Yeah, it's a battery. It's like a different color. Okay, moving on. Let's go back to Tomb Raider. It looks very. I don't know what to say because it looks amazing, but it's a very
It looks like Tomb Raider, like the
It look-
previous game.
yeah. It looks very. It's a very impressive set piece.
Mickey was waiting for the gory deaths to come, but
They
never
almost did.
Well, there was a sliding part, and we were like,
Yeah, you can
holding
see a
our
moment
seats.
where there could be.
There could be, yeah.
Several moments, in fact.
But you know, like how over the top all the set pieces were. Like everything bad just happened.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she lost her grip. Oh, there's
It's
an
just like
avalanche. Oh,
Uncharted.
there's a
The
storm.
Uncharted. Nathan
No,
Drake's
but
just
like
as
to the
bad as Lara
extreme,
Croft. Huh?
Right? Like to a greater extreme. To the
Dude,
it's
don't
like
you
the
forget-
mountain wanted her dead.
That's true.
Or the developers are like anti, like really like what's it called when you hate women?
No, either that or they get a hard on every time she dies. Because remember how she dies in the first game? Like some of those were kind of extreme.
Oh,
It's
they
someone's
were.
weird fetish for sure.
They were extreme to the point that Conan O'Brien reacted.
That was
As I
funny. That was.
remember.
No, because that one was just a bit too much. She was
Like
squirming
even
when she
I
died.
went, I shouted when I saw that.
Fucking. Anyway, moving on. It's a very awesome
And-
set
It
piece.
looks nice,
It
yeah.
looks nice, and
and there is a bear.
Yeah, there's a bear. But you know, it's very video game-y because at the part where they were climbing the ice rock, Like you could tell, like, oh, this is a spot where you can grapple.
Actually,
Oh,
when
look,
it
she has
when it
two
comes
ice
to-
picks now.
Yeah, it's funny that she now has 2 ice picks, meaning it really is a sequel.
It's a sequel.
It really is a sequel. Not 1, but 2 pickaxes, and she,
Yeah, the next one she'll have 3.
probably in her back for no reason.
A robot arm. Come on.
No, but I'm pretty excited with Tomb Raider. I love the previous one, and it seems like they're on the right track with the sequel.
Yeah, it'll be like crazier and have way more set pieces than the first game.
For sure. I hope the
She
story
gets
stays
she kills
interesting.
another deer at the end of this one. You know.
She does. It makes a new bow.
And then if you guys want to see
Still
more
got
footage
that
of
top
Rise of the
everything.
Tomb Raider, there's a lot. There's some screenshots and stuff coming from E3. And I don't know, I'm pretty hyped. This is their Uncharted, as much as it's a timed exclusive. This is still their Uncharted.
Yeah, it is their Uncharted, and I really like the first game, so I'm looking forward to this one as
Yes. It's still initially
just
it's still
It won't have the hair. That's the only difference.
well. The hair, yes.
Or
the
will
empty
it?
Hair that,
there's a
Oh, no,
release
it
date
didn't have
already
that.
for the Rise of the Tomb Raider, November 10, 2015. If all goes
On
well.
Xbox One.
On Xbox One for now. Moving on. Next up, we got Rare showing up the stage.
Oh yeah, it was rumored that Rare would come out with something at the Microsoft press conference.
Was it you who was saying that? Oh, we're gonna get new Battletoads or something, or
No, Will was
Oh, was
saying
it- was it-
Battletoads.
I was saying they might bring a new Battletoads, but I was not entirely correct. 'Cause,
you were sorta there.
Oh, yeah, very sort of.
Yeah, all I heard was Rare is gonna release something.
Yeah, Rare
and it
was
turns
there,
out-
and they did release something. It's apparently it's 30 year. It's a 30-year anniversary for Rare. They've been making games for that long, and they
So
pretty
they're
much
putting 30 games on one disc.
Xbox One disc called Rare Replay. You can play 30 games in that one disc. Battletoads, Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie. I don't know what else, but that's 30 more games. Like it's a lot
Yeah,
of-
I didn't know they had that many
I
under
didn't-
their belt.
No, I didn't realize they had that many either. And, like, I always thought Rare started off like as a very strong Nintendo publisher, and then went to Microsoft, did okay with, like, they had Cameo, if you remember that game, and they did a few others, and then they went all purely Kinect, like these dumb Kinect games, and then never heard from them again after that.
But
So,
now they're back.
It's
They have 30
It's not-
games excluding all the Nintendo ones.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, not entirely back, but at least they're doing something else that is showing their pedigree.
True.
You know, and hopefully that gets Microsoft to say, "Hey, these guys can do more than stupid kids Connect games."
No, and these,
That we're making them do.
these collections
With a
are
whip.
actually not so bad because these are really old games, and I'm sure the kids who have Xbox One or the ones who haven't experienced these old games, these types of games, they can actually experience it firsthand.
And it
The frustration of Battletoads.
oh fuck yes, the frustration of Battletoads. Like why
and
not?
and it's 30 games. Like most, remember all the Sega collections that came out
Yeah,
on like PS3 and Xbox 360?
yeah.
Those were at the most 10 games per disc. This one is like 30. That's a lot. And
That's a great deal.
I think they also announced the price. It'll come out for $30.
So a buck
A buck a game. That's not bad.
Why not? Yeah. But but after that, they announced an actual game. I mean, an actual new game coming
A
from
game
Rare.
that they're working on. Yeah.
Yeah, and this one was actually pretty exciting because we didn't even know what was going on when we were watching the game.
It caught
Yeah,
all
we
of us
didn't
by
know.
surprise.
Completely.
Pleasantly surprised.
The game that was announced was Sea of Thieves, and then it's pretty much a pirate game.
Pirate
It's a
MMO.
pirate. It's a pirate.
I don't want to say MMO. It's because it's something it seems like it has
It's got
something
some online. at
something to
least.
do with Destiny. Like just how Destiny when you walk around the world and you see some douchebag,
You see dudes.
you see dudes all
Yeah.
around.
No, so we don't know exactly how it's structured, but it's definitely multiplayer to some
Yeah.
level.
And you're a pirate.
Or
And the
someone
water
on a pirate
looks
ship.
amazing.
No, because like I was wondering when they before they showed the trailer, it said all of this was rendered in real time, and we saw how the graphics look, and it was kind of okay,
Yeah.
but we didn't understand like why did they have to say that it was real time. Then
Yeah.
we saw the players with the names on top of them
Yeah.
come out, and then we saw the water, and
The
we just all
water
wet
is-
ourselves like, oh my god.
No, I
need
got super
this.
excited when I saw a player walk the plank. I'm like, oh my god, I could be a pirate.
Yeah, like I told you, like some of these guys have really shit jobs. 'Cause then they throw one guy off the plank.
And then you see parrots. I don't know. There's not much information about it, but the trailer gave me some hope. I mean, like it's interesting for sure.
So much
And
potential.
you know, you feel like you're in a Pirates of the Caribbean movie because even the music is like in that sort of that gives you that tempo. And the ship-to-ship battles look really fun.
It looks, the ship battles look really good.
I really hope that's multiplayer. So like you can have like your crew versus the other crew.
And you are one of the crew.
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
that's gonna be
So it's
amazing.
not
Some guy's like doing a horrible job with the wheel, and someone's like doing an amazing job with the cannon.
Somebody's loading the gunpowder.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like someone's running around repairing the
Someone's
ship.
someone's climbing the poles just to fix
The mast,
yeah.
the sails. Oh, I can't wait to swap the deck online, guys. It's gonna be amazing.
And sing sea shanties.
Oh yeah, I hope like you could
And
just
share
sing
stories
as players.
about our travels at night, drinking booze.
No, but I'm really glad to see that because honestly, like the last good pirate game was
Assassin's Creed.
right?
Thanks Ubisoft for keeping the thing alive, the setting.
No, but no, I know how we all feel about Assassin's Creed, but honestly, the ship-to-ship combat in 4 was very good.
No, I agree, but I was just saying that if what's funny is, yes, it's true. We haven't had that many pirate games. Like I think the last one, or maybe someone can correct us with if there was an amazing one that we just didn't, it kind of slipped through
There
the cracks.
probably are. It's just that they're not like a big title that everyone knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know there has been pirate MMOs in the
Oh,
past.
yeah.
There was
I remember
there was
one.
Pirates of the Burning Sea. There was Pirates of the Caribbean Online, and I think there was another one.
Johnny Depp Simulator or something.
But it's usually just like you control a boat, right? You micromanage the boat, but you're not like
Yeah.
part of the boat crew.
You're not part of the crew. That's
Even
true.
in Assassin's Creed, you were the captain, but you weren't part of the crew.
True.
Yeah, but you could at least in Assassin's Creed, you could get off the wheel and walk around your boat. Right?
Yeah.
And that was the thing. But other than that, no, you weren't really part of the
Oh,
crew.
what if
You
there's a
just
moment where you lock with the ship and then you have to swing across and kick some ass?
Yeah, that'd be so awesome,
Oh,
man. I
man.
would so play that. And then you see, you have your crew of 4. You kind of build your name up. Your ship gets some reputation.
Then you lose some friends on the way because in combat. You see
exactly,
little Jimmy
so-
fall off because of lag. Jimmy, no!
Wait, why are we only in 3? Where's was that? You get a message like, I fell off the boat. Oh shit, dude. We're coming back for
Man
you.
overboard!
We
The
didn't see
shark's
you.
coming! Oh god!
Oh my god, there's gonna be sharks. Okay, it's a cool concept. Sea of Thieves. I hope what we were talking about it actually happens because an online what's that game that Icarus, the flying ship game?
Guns of Icarus.
Yeah, where you have to man you have a group of people.
Oh yeah,
man-
it's basically sky battles.
Yeah, sky battles with
With
managing
ships,
a
with
lot
zeppelins.
of real people managing the zeppelin or the ship. I hope we get something
Oh, that would be so good. But with that sick looking water.
You're so wet.
I'm
in
so
yourself
excited
in the
about that water.
I know.
That water's
No,
so
the
good.
water it's the best water I've ever seen in a video game. It's the
What?
best.
The best looking
Really?
water ever.
And I actually bought the stupid hydrophobia game, and the water looks better.
That was the only thing going for that game, the water.
All right, moving on. Fable Legends, right after Sea of Thieves. Fable Legends, which is a free-to-play game, which is pretty much a 4 against 1 kind of action RPG game. It's a free-to-play. It's for Xbox One and Windows 10, but they confirmed with this announcement that they're gonna have cross-compatibility and cross-play. So Xbox One players, Windows 10 players, they can duke it out.
And then someone on like Surface will use their iPad to, be the villain.
Yes, because the cool thing about Fable Legends, and I hope it works, is I think a group of 4 players go through like a gauntlet or a dungeon, and the other player can be a dungeon master who controls the dungeon, where to put the people or whatever. And in the end, I think you're the boss, and that's pretty awesome. So this is actually pretty exciting. I want it to be out this year, so I can't wait for it. It looks pretty cool. And if not, I don't. It's these games are coming out like later this year. It remains to be seen if I might have an Xbox One by then. I don't know. But if
Well, as we mentioned, like it's such a good deal now because of the backward compatibility.
Yeah,
the price
it
drop.
basically justified a lot of Xbox Ones.
Yep.
We were always saying like for the longest time we were saying like the Xbox One only has a couple games that are really exclusive to it. You know, Killer Instinct, and that's another story.
Yeah, like
altogether. But
it didn't have a solid selling point.
Yeah, but now it's got backward compatibility. You have got this hopefully large library, very large library now of older games that are still good. You know, that are still fun to play.
No, and
So-
not to top it off, during the start of the press conference, they were saying it's like the best Xbox lineup in history. I don't know about that, but they have a good lineup for exclusivity right now. They really have a nice one.
yeah,
Um,
I
Let's talk
agree.
about that in a bit. Let's just go on because we're almost done with the list. Right after that, because I want to go back into that because it's actually a very interesting point. Right after Fable Legends, they started talking VR. Microsoft started to talk VR, and for those who don't know, they also announced the Oculus Rift package because Oculus Rift is definitely coming out next year in the first quarter. I think the Oculus Rift is $1,500, by the way, for the public.
$1,500 with the
With the Xbox
for
One controller. I don't know if it's actually true, but that's very expensive. But we'll talk about that in a bit. But yes, it was the Oculus Rift. They also mentioned that it's bundled with an Xbox One controller, and they also announced Kudo Sudoda. Oh, what's his name? Sunoda. Fuck, I'm so bad at names.
Kudo.
Yeah, Kudo.
I just
It was on the stage.
I just remember him as the guy. The remember when they introduced avatars, his foot.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys remember that?
He mentioned that they're working with Valve. I'm assuming with their VR headset, because Valve has their own VR headset, to make like the best VR experience. We don't know exactly what that means, but they announced that, and then they started to move on to talking about Minecraft, and this is another big, awesome reveal from the Microsoft press conference, alongside with backwards compatibility. Minecraft hits the stage, and then they pretty much show it off with the other tech, which is the HoloLens.
Yeah, I remember at first we were like, "Oh, it's Minecraft."
No,
We don't give a
remember
shit
at
about
first
Minecraft.
when they were talking about Minecraft and they were slowly wheeling out the Xbox One logo at the back,
Yeah, we were laughing like, "What's going on?"
Where's Xbox One going?
and then like why are they focusing on this empty Minecraft table? Then the guy goes, "You can take it from your wall to your desk." And then the thing starts building up on itself, and we all just lose our minds.
Yeah, because essentially there was during the demo they had two people playing on one world, and one was using the HoloLens, and the other one was just, I guess, regularly playing the game. And I guess he becomes like a crate mode or whatever. He can just be a god
Yeah, he
mode,
becomes like a navigator,
or like a
or
navigator,
of some kind.
and it becomes
Like God mode, basically. Yeah.
it goes nuts because like what Miggy was mentioning at the table. They had a special camera showing what he was seeing, and he pretty much like the table also had the world, the Minecraft world there, and
In 3D, yeah. It wasn't like a flat plate.
Yeah,
a
it was
3D
actually
it's a
3D.
3D hologram, and he can like manipulate it any way he wants, and he can see, and the game's on real time. He can see the other player playing that. She's in the world playing that game, and he can see like the other player like do his thing. And that's fucking wild. I mean,
Yeah, and it was all real time because even at the corners of the stage where you can see through the walls,
Yeah.
and whatever's happening inside, and like as he went around it, like he could, wow, it's just
Yeah, it's really amazing. And like Minecraft is Minecraft. You're never going to be impressed by Minecraft visuals, but can you just imagine this sort of technology for other games like Civilization, for example, or
Yeah.
or Black and White if Peter Molyneux makes it.
and it's not mentioned Peter Honor here. No.
and then David Cage jumps in and does something.
David Cage jumps in. I want to see a game with Peter Molyneux collaborating with David Cage.
Oh, I want to see a
That's
video
when World War
about them
III happens.
arguing
What
over
the fuck?
something.
Anyway,
I want to see them arguing in virtual reality.
with
On my desk.
with as much pixels as they can in their face. Okay, HoloLens. It looks amazing with Mike. It's an amazing pair, but imagine the implications with HoloLens with other games, like what Will said. Yes, Civ is a good example. What about, like, for example, you know how Battlefield 4 had a commander mode?
Oh yeah, and even it also had like a surface mode or tablet mode, right?
Yeah, what
The
if
new one.
they use that for Holland? There's so much implications with this. It's actually pretty awesome. I really hope that they don't put this aside. Because HoloLens is supposed to be like an application or a technology that can apply on different mediums or different, different mediums, like actual work or whatever, and apparently for games as well. And this is very exciting. It's actually a good mix for Minecraft. Dude? Imagine Lego, especially when they have Lego Dimensions showing up right now.
Or Lego World,
Or Lego
with all
World.
the dicks on it.
But yeah, who haven't seen the HoloLens with Minecraft, do check it out because this is up there. It's like really awesome.
Yeah, you need to check out the video because it really is impressive.
Yeah,
like,
and
remember
we
the
might not be doing it
HoloLens trailer?
justice. Yeah.
But they showed that Lego on his desk then, but we didn't believe like how it would work that way.
Yeah.
But then it actually did work exactly like that.
Okay. Dude, holograms
it's crazy.
exist. It's gonna
I know.
happen.
I just hope a lot of companies like use this technology, right? Because Minecraft is like a special case because the world is so expansive that you can't see the edge of the game very easily.
Very true.
But imagine if you're playing something, kunyari, like maybe let's say yun nga, a David Cage game, then you see the outside of the room and it's just nothing. Like you see the skybox and it's just a sphere.
Like you have to make a decision through David Cage's game, and then to see a decision, you have to go inside someone's brain and see all his choices.
Or you just see half of the room because it's not showing you the other half if you normally play the game.
Anyway,
I don't know.
it's an awesome announcement. HoloLens, I think, would be perfect application for like games. I just hope that they use it well.
It's a different type of VR.
Yeah, it's a different
Like
thing.
compared to the Oculuses and the Morpheuses.
Yes.
HoloLens is its own thing.
It's holograms.
Yeah, it's basically
It's
holograms.
Fuck Star Trek's being a reality. Anyway, next up.
Another thing that like I would like to mention is when they announced this, they said that it would integrate with Xbox One in some way.
Yes.
But I think how they're getting away with it is you would link Windows 10 to your Xbox One, and then have your HoloLens interact with Windows 10 that way to show like Xbox One stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
So they're also really pushing Windows 10 for this.
No, yeah,
and-
actually, during the
yeah,
whole
we have
press
to wait and
conference,
see.
they're actually pushing PC gaming with Windows 10 operating system, and that's actually another surprise I had when I was watching the press conference. They were like, these games are also coming on Windows 10. They're not saying PC.
Yeah,
they're saying
specifically Windows 10.
Yes, that's how they were. That's how they were talking actually.
Because marketing, I
Because
guess.
marketing. Moving on, it was pretty much the tail end of the press conference, and of course they started talking about Gears of War. Gears of War Ultimate Edition was announced for Xbox One. It'll come on August 25, 2015, and this is not an HD upscale. They're stating that they literally built it from the ground up. I mean, like they worked on this. They just fixed up some problems with the game. They made sure that the multiplayer works well with this new upgrade, and this is actually pretty cool. This edition, this Ultimate Edition, is only for the first game. Take note. So whoever hasn't played the first game, shame on you, because I think it's one of the best ones out of the series, like especially Gears of War 1. Right after that, of course, they announced Gears 4. Gears of War 4. Which
Yeah, Gears 4.
yeah, when the demo ended, it said Gears 4. It didn't really say Gears of War 4. It just said Gears 4.
Which might be a weird rebranding thing, but we don't know.
We don't know. Well, you just think about it. I just think it was a different atmosphere, or a different setting for something.
No, because like we got shown a bunch of not a bunch, but two new characters, right? White Man and then Bonnet Girl.
Yeah, we named it right off the bat when we saw. Oh, that's White Man
It's like, we don't know these characters. Oh, look, it's White Man
and Bonnet Girl.
And like, I like how they maybe it's just for this one stage, but it made it look like a survival horror thing.
Yeah, which I don't.
Where they went through this like vined up old mansion in a thunderstorm, or not a thunderstorm, a tornado thunderstorm. It's happening in the back.
It's an alien weather thing going on. I don't know what the hell's going on.
And like the guy's flashlight runs out in this dark alleyway.
It gets even darker.
And you know, like I told
but yeah,
Will that this is a better Castlevania game than Lords of Shadow 2.
Why do you say that? You really hate that game. I don't understand.
Well, anyway, it looks really nice. Like I didn't expect it to be, appealing to me, but it actually looks really nice.
I don't know. I'm kind of weirded out. I just have to see more because that setting does look interesting. But
Yeah,
I wonder
it's
why.
really weird for a Gears game.
Yeah, it's very weird. I was expecting set pieces and whatnot, but I guess they know that this is the fourth game.
That technically was a set piece, but the presentation was so out there.
Yeah, true. That was a set piece, but
I was calling it a different genre already.
Yeah, I was survival horror is like it's not, but that's the vibe that we got out of it, just because of how it looked. And
he's fighting demon dogs on the rooftops.
I know, but yeah, Gears of War is happening, and
it looks pretty.
It's aiming for a Christmas 2016 release. That's the release window for this game, and. Yeah, this is actually not a surprise. I was expecting them to make more Gears. Just like how I expected them to make more Halo, I didn't expect them to make a trilogy out of the new Halo. But that's how they ended the Microsoft press conference, with Gears of War 4. And I'll tell you this right now, it was actually a very, very good press conference for Microsoft.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was a very solid one. They had a couple of unexpected ones. They showed that they still like indie games. They did not mention Kinect, which I would like to say...
Which was the only downside, maybe.
It's the only downside because it's a waste. Like, at least
we were all expecting this. But
you think it's sayang that they kind of like throwing Kinect away at this point?
Well, no,
it seems that way at least.
I was expecting them to at least mention the PC release of the Kinect, because it's still not out yet for that.
No, I was expecting them to try again, but I guess they've. I guess they just want to.
They've officially given up.
No, it's not that they've given up. It's more like they want to focus on what they're.
It's a legacy platform, like the Vita.
Yeah, like the Vita. No, I think because like they trying to make a staple that there's awesome games there. That's why they want to focus on that, because their lineup for the second half of 2015 is actually pretty wild. They have a lot of interesting exclusives coming only this year. Like they have Forza 6, they have Halo 5, they have Tomb Raider, they have Fable Legends, they have a new Gears of War Ultimate Edition coming out. They have a lot of games coming out on Xbox One. Like, it's actually a good time, and they have a price drop. They have a new Xbox One controller. They have more space, 1 terabyte space bundle. Like, it's actually a great. They're like really justifying that you gamer buy Xbox One.
Yeah, and I think the backwards compatibility is like the highlight of the press conference.
Yeah.
Like, that is a really smart move, because like the Xbox One was missing a key feature that would, solidify it as I need to get this now. And now there's a big reason for it, backwards compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't ditch your old console anymore, like pay.
No, and they have some exclusive games that would, justify a pay or a purchase this year. So overall, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Even though,
I think Microsoft had a very good conference this year. No real, downers. A lot what we expected. A few surprises. Hololens really surprised us, I think. The pirate game really surprised us. So overall, pretty solid. Nothing spectacular though, but solid.
I say they had a couple of spectacular things. I like the fact that they have new IPs. So it's actually interesting that way. I think the only downside of this press conference is the fucking car, but that's me.
the car.
Oh, the car is showing up. Yeah, but that's okay.
But that's a very Microsoft move.
That's a very Microsoft move. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much Microsoft's press conference for E3 2015. Listeners who are listening to this, what do you guys think about the press conference? We'll have a link on the post for this podcast episode if you want to watch the whole thing yourself, or the trailers and whatnot. But yeah, I think us three were in agreement that we like where Microsoft is headed, and it's pretty solid. It's definitely pretty solid. And that's a wrap. Thanks guys for listening. This is our E3 press conference coverage. We have one per press conference, so do check that out. It's on our website, www.tmg.com. toomuchgaming.com. That's 2 with the number 2. And if you have any concerns or actually your thoughts on the press conference that we tackled, please email us at the tmgpodcast@gmail.com. We have more to come. We have there's 8 press conferences, so there's one for each one. So do check it out. And after the press conference, we're going to go back to our normal weekly regular thing. So yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one.